And now we go to TSN radio host Mike Hogan. Mike, how you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. So Mike, watching Super Bowl 50 last night, how would you describe it, the game and not the halftime show?
Well, the game was a little pedestrian, I think, if you were expecting a lot of wide open offensive football. If you're sort of into the nuances of the game, I thought from a defensive perspective, the game was exceptionally interesting because it was such a chess match between the coaches involved. But if you were a peripheral fan or just wanted to see a lot of touchdowns, you probably weren't all that impressed.
I definitely hear you when I was watching that last night.
Mhm.
So now, what do you think Peyton Manning's next move will be, though?
I would hope it would be retirement. I mean, we're looking at unarguably one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the history of the sport. You can make an argument that he's in the top five, but I think it's time. Watching him in the first half yesterday was almost painful because he was missing receivers that he would have made, he would have made those passes in his sleep 5 years ago, even 3 years ago. So like they say, Father Time is undefeated, and I think this is going to be the case for Peyton Manning. We all love him. He's got a great personality. He's been a spectacular player, but I think it's time. And to go out with a championship, I can't think of a better way for the sheriff to ride off into the sunset.
I totally agree with you on that one. How do you feel about Cam Newton's performance on and off the field?
On the field, I thought he was okay. Probably no better than okay. He was playing the best defense in the National Football League, and what they are very good at is disguising their fronts. And I don't think he was prepared to see what he saw in the front seven. And they brought some very late blitzes where they would send the front pressure, and they would leave somebody back. And about 2 seconds later, which is an eternity in the NFL, they would bring another player late, and that worked on more than a couple of occasions. And I think that confused Cam Newton a little bit. Off the field, we all know about the news conference afterwards, and here's a guy who is so confident. I'm sure that losing the Super Bowl never entered his mind, and when it hit, I don't think he handled it very well. I think it goes to immaturity, and I think he's fine. I think people are maybe overreacting quite a bit, but at the same time, if you're going to be cocky and show that swagger when you win, you better be there to face the questions when you lose. He didn't. It was a mistake, and I hope anyway, that he'll learn from it.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. Good talking to Mike Hogan about Super Bowl 50. Thanks again, Mike, for your time.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike.